Hello, and welcome to a video where I record myself. Welcome back. It has been almost a year since I made a YouTube video. Okay, that's lame. But a lot has changed in the past year. I graduated college in December, so it's been about 6 months. I got my bachelor's degree in painting and drawing. So in that time, I also had my senior show, which I recorded tons of footage for, and I have a bunch of ideas, and I want to make a video talking about it and about all the stories behind it and how I made it and everything, but I don't want to edit it. And I just think it would be cool to have so that in 15 years when I forget what went into my show, I could watch it back. But I already kind of forget what it was about, and it's only been 6 months, so I don't know if that'll be happening. So I run a small business. It's called Morris Makings. Here's my Instagram. Here's my TikTok. They'll follow me. So I started it in like 2024, I'm pretty sure that summer, and I make and sell like applique upcycle clothing. So I started with Loopsies, and there's a long backstory that we're not going to get into today on how I started my business, but that like kind of took off onto where I wanted to go, and I learned a lot in that process. Like my mom taught me how to sew when I was like 10, but I basically am self-taught for like applique process. And yeah, so those Loopsies spiraled into my now Loopsie collection. I should do a tour video. So I worked on my business like on and off from when I started it in, I believe, summer of 24 to, I guess, summer of 25. I didn't work on it at all during my final semester of college because I was trying to focus on my senior show and getting all my work done. Right when I graduated, though, I immediately started back into my business. And I'm lucky enough that we have a 2-bedroom apartment, so I do have a studio in here, and it has really become my workspace. And in April, I quit my part-time job and started doing my business full-time. So I'm a businesswoman now, okay? And I basically just spend all my days watching other small business YouTube videos, like market vlogs, market prep, day in the life of small business owner, stuff like that. And I just think they're very entertaining, and I don't see many people doing my kind of small business. I see a lot of crochet, stickers, stuff like that, and I think it's all cute and wonderful, but I thought maybe, you know, there's some space for my kind of stuff because I don't see it anywhere. I've been wanting to make videos for a while, but I hate editing, and I figured out a kind of a layout that will keep the editing to a minimum. I figured it's better to post any kind of video, even if the editing is like not the best you've ever seen, versus no video at all. And maybe over time I'll find a way to enjoy editing or find a way to make it easier, or even convince my boyfriend to do it for me. Yay! You know, we'll see. We'll come to that point. So within the past 6 months that I've been really focusing on my business, I have done a lot of drops, a lot of like themed drops, and I really enjoy that, and I want to get back to that. But right now I have a bunch of commissions to get through. Well, like 5 or 6. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video. I'm going to see how much I can knock out today, maybe tomorrow, but we'll see. I had done like a ton of commissions a few months ago, like mostly Pokemon commissions, but I swear I did so many. And then I hit the point where I was like, I hate being told what to do. I just want to work on my own stuff. I never had any time to explore other areas. So I put like an indefinite hold on commissions, and then I don't even remember making the decision to take them again, but apparently I did. And there's definitely commissions I enjoy doing more than others. Like right now I really like doing Pokemon commissions because like it kind of feels like coloring to me. Like I like looking at the design, and they're in such like graphic color blocks that it's easy for me to translate it into fabric and in my style, which I get a little bit of imposter syndrome when people say like, oh, your style's so cool, or your style's so unique, or your style's my favorite, whatever. I'm like, style? What style? Like I'm just copying the picture. I'm just recreating that, but with fabric. But I guess the way that I mix my patterns, the way I sew them, the way everything is my style. Not everybody makes it the same way that I would make it. So I need to remember that I do have style. I don't know. It doesn't feel like it to me. But yeah, I feel like Pokemon translated well into it. But then I started doing some other commissions that weren't necessarily Pokemon, and I enjoyed those much less. And custom work requires so much energy and time, and I was also sourcing the clothing for it. That was the biggest thing. I would thrift all my materials, obviously, and then I would have to thrift specific garments, specific sizes and colors and everything for these pieces. I hated doing that. I still hate it. I will not do that anymore. So I opened a P.O. box recently, within the past 2 months. I forget when. And at first I still wasn't doing commissions. Then I was like, you know, I probably should like use my P.O. box for once. Like take advantage of its existence. So I did take a few commissions, and then I kind of just didn't stop. So I guess I'm still in like the first, second-ish round of since I've reopened them, but I'm enjoying them a lot more. And people sending garments, it like cuts down my effort level in half, and I can enjoy the process of sewing and not have to worry about sourcing. So this is a really good solution for me, and I'm able to spread my art in the world and make unique clothing for people. I think I've done 3 commissions actually since reopening it. Maybe I did more, but I only remember 3 right now. So there's Archon, Drudigon, is that how you say it, and Durant. And I think they all turned out really good. And I've also really been noticing an improvement in my sewing abilities over the past 6 months, ever since I've started really committing to my work. It's just gotten so much better. This is one I just finished. Okay, that's so cute. And with this, I definitely think it's easier to make multiples at the same time because I don't have to change the thread as much. And if I'm already cutting out a shape of a color, it's super easy to just make it 3 times. So I did make extras of this, I have no idea how to say it, Reuniclus? I don't know, whatever, that Pokemon. So I made this little tank top too, and I do have a lot of inventory on this rack that I just want to get rid of so that I can start sourcing new things. And I feel like I have a better understanding of what garments sell better and what sizes and like crew necks or whatever. And I feel like when I first started out, I was just buying anything blank and anything that was like really cheap at the thrift store. And so now I have a lot of like really random things that I wouldn't choose now, but I need to get rid of them. So I'm just gonna like do stuff like this and list it on my site. I also started sewing skirts in the past 6 months, and they have been doing very well on social media. A lot of LPS skirts, and then I wanted to start doing some more shorts because a lot of people request that. This is the first pair of shorts that I'm doing. So little Pokemon. I believe these are women's shorts, so I'm not sure if they'll sell well. I feel like a more unisex one would sell better, but I have a lot of work to put into these that hopefully we can get done today. I want to put like star and a bunch of buttons. Somebody suggested putting the evolution before this one, I forget its name, on the back, but I don't really want to make another Pokemon patch, so I'm probably just going to do like a big star and like a little star and a bunch of buttons. So that's kind of another way that I'm finding time for my own projects within commissions, because I want to like add stuff to my site, and I have a lot of people that message me and they're like, I looked at your site and there's nothing on it. Girl, I know. It's all sold, which I'm very thankful for, but like, I don't have time to make new stuff right now. I'm trying. And I'm also in the midst of another skirt drop that I've been working on for weeks, it feels like. I have all the designs drawn out and I have all the skirts, like the skirt bases made, but it's for like LPS horses. So I have all of the brown horse patches done, and I did make a lot of extras that I can sell, either just the patches or make extra shirts with it to like have a little bit of price variety. But I also need to make all of these in white horses. So like it's gonna take, I haven't even started though. And I was planning on dropping it at the end of this week, and that's just not going to happen because I don't like having commissions sitting here not being done. So I also have an LPS market coming up, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. We're going to get to that later. First, we're going to talk about my commissions. Okay, here's one commission I want to do today. LPS snail on this tank top. Again, this will have to do with LPS market prep. Set that aside. This one is a little Jirachi. Okay, that shouldn't take too long because it's small, so I think we can also get that done today. I haven't made the template for this one yet, but it's this cool jacket, and it's gonna have a Yu-Gi-Oh card like monster on the back. So this one's gonna wait though. And then this is 2 for the same person. There's this jacket, and it's gonna have LPS logo on the front, and then this dog on the back, which I think I'm also gonna do this as market prep, but I'm gonna make a smaller template for the same character. And then this is really cool. See, this is technically my first pair of shorts that I'll be doing. But the customers all sent these shirts in. So that green tank and that polka dot shirt for Jirachi were both sent from Hollister. So like they just ordered it online and sent it to me. And I do encourage thrifting and upcycling for my commissions, but I understand that that's not always accessible for everyone. And I have no problem sewing on a shirt from Hollister. I don't really care. And my fabrics are still secondhand sourced. So it still feels like good for the environment from my end. They probably would have bought that shirt anyways, you know, like it's whatever. So these though were like all the rest were either from their closets or thrifted as far as I know. So these shorts, I did a Pride LPS patch drop during Pride Month, and I donated 20% of the proceeds to Trans Ohio, and this was the trans patch. So it's super cute, little doggy, and there was like additional shapes that went with each patch that had the flag colors. So this one had stars, and then there's gonna be a little star on the back. So cute. I can't wait to attach those. Those are just pinned on right now. So those are for the same person. So yeah, that's what I've got on my plate right now. It's 5, but that one's kind of 6 commissions, but, well, that one's done now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so only 5 left. That's fine, we can do that. That's everything, I think. And also, when I watch videos like this, like a day in my life as a business owner or whatever, I don't like not that I don't like it. No, I don't like it. I listen to them while I'm working, so I like when there's audio, I'll put it on my TV so I can like kind of glance up, but I'm mostly just listening to it. So when they put like music over their time lapse, I'm like, okay, that's great, but like this is kind of boring because I'm not hearing anything other than music. Like I want to hear you talking through your process or talking about your business or literally talking about anything. I don't care. I just want to listen. So I'm probably not going to have very many just music parts in these videos if I can continue to make them. So get ready for a yap fest because I feel like I have a lot to yap about because I don't talk about my business to anybody because who wants to listen? You do. Okay, let's get sewing.
Hello, fat butt cheeks.
Okay, that was my boyfriend testing to make sure that the voiceover would work because, of course, I'm using his computer. Thank you. So I wanted to kind of talk about and explain the markets that I have coming up. It's currently July, and there is a Littlest Pet Shop themed market in September. Back in, I think it was April, I was invited to vend at a Lalaloopsy themed market with Dollhouse Co. in Columbus, and we were doing something new that I've never done before, which was live sewing. So people could choose from the clothing I had or bring their own clothing and then choose some of the patches I have, and I would sew them on the right there and then. Like I said, I'd never done this before, so we didn't know how it would go, and turns out I enjoyed it much more than a normal market because my mom ran my whole booth basically. She did all the customer interactions, did all the sales, and I just got to sew. And the reason I don't usually like markets is they're just very draining. I'm kind of introverted, so I don't really like interacting with people that much. Dollhouse Co. reached out again, said we want to do a Littlest Pet Shop theme market. You know, obviously I make tons of Littlest Pet Shop stuff and skirts. I said yes. So that's in the end of September, and I have been already starting to prep for it. I started at 12 weeks out. I think we're at 11 weeks out now. For the Lalaloopsy market, I started prepping about a month in advance, but this time I wanted to give myself enough time to make an insane amount of patches. Especially because the Lalaloopsies, everything left over sold really well on my website, and I know that I would have that same thing with the Littlest Pet Shops. I definitely learned a lot from the first market about how everything would work and what people were interested in. Definitely the more affordable items. I basically sold no dolls. So this time around I wanted to make more options that were on the lower price range. So I'm doing a lot more Littlest Pet Shop faces in different sizes, but definitely a lot of the smaller ones that I can price lower so that people are getting shirts for $25, $30, $35, and then there's also options for larger patches that would be on the higher price range. There also was definitely a lot of interest in the extra patches like extra hearts or stars, and I want to have that option as well this time, and maybe bows also because I feel like that's really cute with Littlest Pet Shops. This will only be my second market of the year. I definitely have been focusing most of my attention on my website and my social media and stuff, but I also want to do the Manic Pixie Dream Market Halloween market in October in Cleveland. I've vended there several times. It's a great community. I have a lot of fun there, and I've always wanted to do a Halloween market, but I've always been in school during the time, and I had to focus on my education. I did not have the time to give up. So I'm also prepping Halloween designs and just trying to get everything done in advance so that when the market comes around, I can just chill and work on a few last items, but also still have time to put things on my website.
I'm back now. It has been like a little over 4 hours, and I literally didn't get any work done because my boyfriend came home for his lunch break, and then he was like, hey, I am actually going to work from home for the second half of the day. Let's go on a bike ride. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay. Because we got bikes off Facebook Marketplace, like, I think like last fall, so we didn't really have a chance to ride them, and then now it's summer, we've gone on a couple bike rides, and a couple days ago we went for 5 miles, and that's a lot for us. Maybe that's like nothing to other people, but we were like just going around the neighborhood, and now we went 5 miles. That was crazy. So I wanted to go to the library because I had a book on hold to pick up, and it's like a 20-minute bike ride. It's like I think 3 miles away, and then the bike shop was on the way, and he wanted to go to the bike shop, so we went to the bike shop. And it was just so exhausting. Like, we're out of shape. There's a lot of hills. We had to walk a lot of it. We took so many breaks on the way there, but we made it. And then we went to the library, came back, and it was a total of like 6.6 miles or something. That's insane. put our bikes away, immediately got in the pool, swam around for a bit, and then I showered. So I mean, there's still a little makeup left, but no more makeup. That's fine. So yeah, now it's past 4, but I'm ready to grind. I did order a pizza, so, well, boyfriend bought it for me, but it's on the way. Let's see if we can get these snails all put together, not sewn, but just like cut out and everything. And then I want to finish the Pokemon shorts today. And then I'll start sewing the snails, and since I'm using pink thread for the snails, I'll be able to like probably use pink thread on the shorts. You know, with my old sewing machine, I would just like pull the thread back out and keep it on the spool, and that's like bad for the machine. So I recently upgraded to this like really fancy machine. It's a Brother pace setter, I think. One day I'll show it in a video and like show all about it, but she said, like, the lady at the store said to cut the thread and pull it through from the needle, which is like common care for your machine, but it's like such a pain, and I don't like wasting all the thread, which I do save the threads and then use them to sew buttons on because I don't like waste. But yeah, it's just kind of a pain, so I try to do all the same colors at once. So do you want to talk about and show everything that I've prepped for like my market in September? It's so far away, it's like 11 weeks away or something, but I want to market prep really early because I have a large money goal, and anything left over I can sell on my website and it'll do great. So I'm gonna try to get some work done first. I'm definitely gonna record tomorrow because I didn't do anything today. Let's get some work done and then we can talk about market prep. All right, I'm about to start sewing. Here is everything I made. So this one's for a commission, and then I made these mini ones for market prep, so 2 of the pink, and then I made 2 of this colorway, which one of these will be for a market. And then I got this pair of pants for like less than $5 at a garage sale a couple weeks ago. They're just like wide leg sweatpants. They're a really cute color, and I think that this will look really pretty on it, so I'm going to make snail sweatpants. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to drop that on my website or save it for the market yet. I'm probably going to put it on my website because I like the instant gratification of purchases. And like I was talking about earlier, I like to do as much of one thread color as I can so that I don't have to change my threads as much and cut them as much. So the white and the black, I have a little bit on everything to do. And then, like, for example, let's see. These don't have very many overlapping colors, so it's kind of annoying. I'll use this blue on the shell and the antennas, and then I can use it in the eyes. Okay, that's literally the only overlap, but these are for the Pokemon shorts, so I can use the pink on these and then use the pink on this. And then I also started this last week. It's 4 small monkey faces, and all that's sewn on them is the black and the green because I had done that when I was doing the Pokemon. So these just need white and browns. So I'm gonna wrap those up right now as well, just so that they're done, and when I go to sew the buttons on these, I can sew the buttons on those to get them all done. So those are gonna be these 2. So I have 9 different thread colors that we gotta use right now. That's my kitty. He's a crybaby. Here's all of them. What? So let's get to sewing.
Welcome to Voiceover Mora again. So I know I mentioned in the beginning of the video, when I watch other people's small business videos like this, they usually put music over their time lapses of them working. I don't work like that. I just want to talk and talk and talk. And plus, if you're listening to this while you're working, why would you want to listen to music, right? So I'll just talk. I think I already covered everything that I wanted to about the markets I have coming up. But as I'm editing this video later on when I'm packing my orders, I feel like I'm just so negative and talking about how things weren't working out how I wanted, or certain things I made weren't selling. And I just wanted to say that that is such a small part of the business. In the short time that I've been running my business full time, I feel like I've received an insane amount of support. I feel like I've succeeded. I've been growing and changing and trying to figure out what works for me and what works for my business. And it is important to share those like quote unquote negative things, the negative side. There's always going to be fails. There's always going to be things to improve upon. So it's not that I'm disappointed in myself or frustrated. It's more just like a learning experience where I tried something out, didn't work, now I can pivot and try something else out. I talked about it earlier, how I was doing a lot of themed drops, and that's really satisfying to me because I get support as I'm making them, I'm posting it. You know, I knocked out a drop in like 1 or 2 weeks, and then when I post them and they sell out immediately, it feels like I just made a ton of money really fast, which obviously I put in weeks of work. But I guess seeing such a large quantity of products sell immediately and like being able to do things kind of in bulk, like packaging 10 items at once, I just really like that feeling, and I like the process of it. In the past few weeks or maybe a month, I don't even remember when my last drop was, I've been feeling like I'm moving slower. If I could just work 24/7, never leave my apartment, just work, I totally would. I love my job, I love making, I love sewing, but there's other people in the world that I want to have memories with. My boyfriend and I have been trying to focus more attention on like dates, and we've been biking together, went on vacation, just like quality time together while we can. He travels a lot for work, so we never exactly know when he's going to be around, so we got to make up for it like with the time that we have now. And of course, I want to spend time with my family, my siblings, and my friends, and I would love to stay at home and sew constantly and never have a life, but that's just not healthy for you and not mentally healthy. The point of this ramble is basically, I feel like I'm moving slow right now, but these markets coming up are going to be a great success. I can feel it in my blood, so I have something to look forward to. And once these commissions are done, I'm definitely going to take a commission break and try to knock out 1 or 2 drops just so that I can have that feeling again of like instant gratification, basically. So yeah, even though I do mention the negative sides, things don't work out, I swear there's way more positives, and as they come up, hopefully I'll be making more videos and I can share the success and the joy. I definitely do want to do a full market prep vlog where like maybe it's a week long, see everything I can knock out in a week. The markets are like 2-3 months away, so I have plenty of time to do that, but I do like doing things all at once. So like market prep for a week straight rather than what I'm doing this week where it's like a little bit of market prep, a little bit of commission work, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. No, I don't like that. I like doing it all at once. So
Okay, it's now the next day. It's like almost 11:30. I spent the morning editing. I put in over an hour of editing, and it was like a little bit of trial and error because I couldn't really remember how to use the editing software, and I had to figure out how to get my intro in there and everything. But ignore the cat. He's crying for lunch, but he doesn't get lunch till 12. So let's go over everything I finished yesterday, and we're gonna show what I have for my market prep because I wanted to film it yesterday, but I ran out of storage. Okay, so obviously like this was already done, but I did finish the shorts. And this is something that I have on my to-do list today, is to list these. And then I do have a handful of orders I need to pack, so I figured I'll just film that as well. I also made a form thing for commissions, so I have on my website like an inquiry form, so they put in what they're interested in, and then I respond with an estimate, and then they can join the wait list. And I did it like that because I didn't want people to join the wait list without knowing the cost of their commission, because every single commission is priced differently, and sometimes it's less than people are expecting, sometimes it's more than people are expecting. I just want to be completely transparent about the cost before they join the wait list, because the wait list is supposed to be like, I want a commission. When you reach out and say you have time, I'm gonna get this commission. I don't want to do the back and forth. I don't want that time to be back and forth of like, well, this is what I was thinking, how much would this cost, what about this, what about this? Bro, they have to cut the grass outside my window right now. I'm just gonna talk louder. So yeah, I just want to save as much time as possible because I don't like interacting with customers, basically. Love you guys, but like I don't like that back and forth. So I need to go through and respond to those. I don't know how many I have, so this is my first time doing it, my first time responding to them, so I figured it might be interesting to record it and talk about it. So that's basically it on my to-do list besides keep working on commissions. So let's go over what I finished yesterday. So these two are going to be for market, and then this one's for the sweatpants like I showed yesterday. So these are done. These ones are really cute. They have like little purple buttons on there. Love those. I did finish all of these, so they all got bows and buttons in their eyes. Some of them have flowers, some of them have hearts in their eyes. Super cute. I finished this patch, and I sent a photo to the customer to see if she liked the buttons, because that was just like an additional thing that I'm doing with no charge because I just thought it'd be cuter, and to ask her about this outline, so she approved that. And then let's go over everything that I have for my market prep. So I probably already went over this, but the LPS market is the end of September, and then about a week later is the Halloween market. I want to have like some Halloween LPS designs, so I just did a couple of these little like skeleton dogs, and I want to do more of them, like bunnies and just other things. And I did just the head because I figure I can keep them under $40 so that they're really affordable for people. I did a big shark prep patch prep, so there's a ton of these small sharks. I don't really know what I'm going to price things at yet, but I did time myself for these so I can kind of look at how long it took and then what I want to price it at. I don't know if I showed that one. And then I did 3 of the big ones, which I kind of hope some of these are left over because I think I could do really cute bigger projects with these. And then I have a couple of these small deer. I'm not sure if they'll come to the market with me or if I will sell them before that, maybe in August, but I do have those. I think I'm gonna save a few of the extra horse patches I have to bring to the market, like the smaller ones of the brown and then hopefully the white ones that I make. And then I also, this is the first thing I made for the Halloween market, and I want to try to do like one thing a week for Halloween market, just so that I'm like prepping far in advance and it doesn't feel overwhelming. And it's also very fun to do like different designs. So I did this little like Snoopy witch, and I added buttons to be like bubbling over from the cauldron and buttons on there. So there's this crew neck, a long sleeve, and then I did two in the darker purple. This one's a t-shirt, and then a hoodie. So that's it for market prep so far. I kind of want to do like my order packing first, just to get it out of the way, because it's like not as fun as making projects. So we're gonna do pack some orders and do the inquiries, and then we can keep working on commissions. Okay, I got the 2 Pokemon things listed on my website, and it's public now. Now I have orders packed. I literally only have 3. I guess I thought there was more because I'm doing like a patch pre-order for Deer and Ladybug LPS, which, to be honest, it's not going how I expected it to go, which is totally okay. I was kind of testing it out. I only sold, I think, 5 deer and 1 ladybug. So I'm probably never going to do it again because it didn't work. And I also didn't really market it. I didn't make any videos about it, no reels, no TikToks, because I just like didn't feel like it. And I don't have the physical patches yet because it's a pre-order. So like it just didn't go how I was hoping, but that's totally fine. But some of those orders in there are for that. So there's only 3 orders that I need to pack. Packing orders, I just like to lock in and do it one at a time. I can't do it in an aesthetic way like I used to, just because everything's a different weight and I have to put on all the information. It's just annoying. So I'm just gonna show what I include in the packages. So the first thing I'm shipping is this skirt. And I did a whole drop of these moths. I made 9 skirts and they're all in different sizes. So this was the largest size. It's a 44-inch waist. And this is the only one that sold. Which, like, I guess good to have something on my site people can look at, and I can bring these to those markets that I was talking about. But I was also disappointed because I feel like I made good content with it. I feel like people were excited about it and then nobody wanted it. Oops. So at least one got sold. The next thing is this, which, so I got into like vinyl cutting with my Cricut and then ironing it on, but it got to the point where like it was just not working. Like it was peeling off and it was not quality that I could sell. So I have a bunch of random shirts with these small graphics on it, and they weren't original. They were just like super lame. I don't even know why I made them, but I decided to just cover them with something simple and sell it for cheap. So this was like maybe like $30 or something. So this one. And then this one has been on my website for so long because I went viral, like I think it was last year, for this tree frog zip up I made. Like it has, I think, like 2 million views on Instagram, and it got decent views on TikTok as well. And I made a second tree frog zip up, or no, not tree frog. I made poison dart frog zip up, and that sold immediately. So I made the shirt, and the shirt never sold. So I marked it on sale, and then it just sold recently. So it's been on my site for like months and months, and it's not my best work. It's not my best design. I just wanted to get rid of it. I mean, it's cool. It's definitely cool. It reminds me of like my brother's room growing up. It's cool. It's just like not really the same style as everything else I sell. And I'm not interested in making it again. Like I don't enjoy making that. So that's going to a new home. And then for packaging, I use these compostable poly mailers. I got them off Amazon, but I just bought like 2 big packs of them because I go through them quite quickly, and they're pretty big. I have a smaller size of them too, but I try to keep them eco-friendly. They're just plain and black. I got these printed at Vistaprint. They are little thank you cards, and I made it so that like it looks like paper. Like this is like a piece of paper, and the stamping was separate than the paper. I like took pictures of my stamps and then put it on top of the paper, and then made a fake shadow. And then same thing, the buttons have fake shadows. These are like ribbon that I took a picture of, a little drawing, because I wanted to look like I hand wrote it. And then the back, the front's shiny, and then the back is matte, which if I were to do this again, I think I'd rather both sides just be matte, because I like that the back has like a matte paper texture. And then yeah, same thing. So wash instructions. So this is included. And then this is something I've been wanting to do for a while because I have a thermal printer for my labels, my shipping labels, and I wanted to make stickers to put on the outside of my package because they're just black, they're boring. I do put like these little lavender heart stickers on it because I have a huge roll of it, but I finally designed this little label to go on the outside so you know what package it is. It is just black, so it's not like the lavender like my brand or purple like my brand, but I already have the materials for it. it doesn't cost anything to print them, so this is gonna work for now. I think I got like 50 of these or 100, I forget. So I do have a lot of them, and then I got even more business cards. And the reason I went with Vistaprint is because I got my first business cards from Staples and the colors just were not accurate, and then I tried to get them again and they were just so off, and they said it was because like my color like in the file wasn't in the right thing. It wasn't in CY whatever, I don't even know. But I was like, you know what, I wanted to get these from Vistaprint anyways. I was like, I might as well just get the business cards from there and see how they are. And I do think that next time, I did get a lot, so I probably won't have to print them for a while, but next time I do want to like go through the effort of trying to get them printed at Staples, because I think it's so much cheaper, even though Vistaprint's quality is good. But the colors came out perfect, so they're really cute. I did that same like stamp style because I'm working on a rebrand. Before, I feel like my business was just like really cute and whatever, but now I want it to be, I don't know how to explain my style, but I'm working on it. So I like my redesign. Okay, here's what my first business card looks like. So I definitely changed the colors because I want to go for more of like a plum color rather than like lavender all the time. I also did like, that's from a pen drawing, and then I like lifted it on Procreate and colored it black and whatever, where this one is like, I drew it on Procreate, so this one's more like, has like the pen texture, and I feel like that works better with the stamp effect. And I did the same thing for the stars, so like they kind of look a little like fuzzy, but it looks like pen drawn. So same thing for the mooresmakings.com. I was worried about legibility for that, but I had a few people look at it and tell me they could read it. I'm not too worried. Plus my Instagram is very legible and my website's linked on there. I did realize well after the fact of having these printed that on my original ones I said handmade applique fashion, and this one doesn't say anything about what my business is. I don't know, I feel like if you know me, you know me. If you don't, whatever. If this doesn't entice you to look me up and figure out what I'm all about, then maybe you're not one of my customers. I don't know. The back is blank, but I've been seeing people like have QR codes on their cards, and I wish I would have thought about that and just invested a little bit more in having both sides printed. But I think I might be able to like use my thermal printer and print out multiple small QR codes and cut them out and just stick them on the back of them by myself, like manually. That's something that like I can just get like one of my brothers to help me do, because these are going to go very quickly at my markets in the fall. So I feel like people are more likely to scan a QR code than type it in. That's that. So my point was sometimes I include these in my packaging, but mostly I've just been including these since these also have my social media on them. So it's like, well, you don't need these. And plus these are cuter. So yeah. Okay, I'm going to pack those 3 packages really quick, and hopefully I can get them done before my boyfriend goes back to work, because then he'll go to the post office for me and drop them off. Here are my packages. See, the sticker looks really cute on there. All right, let's go ask boyfriend to take these for me. Okay, boyfriend has the packages. Now we're gonna look at these commission estimate inquiries, which I'm not sure how many there are. I'm not sure if they're all in the same spot. I don't know. So we're gonna start at the top. So this one's from 3 days ago. So the information I asked for: name, email, character / design, and then upload images. So only 4 things. And I just plan to like respond to the email with the price estimate, and then when you come to the commission wait list, there's a bunch of information at the top. So I try to make it very clear that you have to send in a garment. Hopefully everyone got the message. Commission inquiries are done. I had 13, which is a lot. 13 in 3 days I feel like is a lot. So I wrote like one email, and then I just copy and pasted and changed the pricing information in each one. And on screen I'm going to include some of my favorite designs. I really appreciate when people send the design of a sweatshirt with the drawing on top or whatever. Like, I don't know how they edit it. I usually edit stuff on Procreate or on like Instagram, like in the stories, but it's just so helpful because it makes sure that I can make exactly what they're looking for. I'm more likely to pick those commissions to make rather than someone saying, here's my idea, except I don't really have a plan. I want you to figure it out. I don't want to figure out your design. If you say, I want this character with extra sparkles and you can have creative freedom, that's awesome, because I like knowing that you'll like whatever I decide. You gotta have like kind of a clear vision. I can't like decide for you. So that was a couple of my favorite things. I love when people send me images like that because I can easily recreate it, especially with like sizing and stuff. Over the past however long I've been doing commissions, like the size of the patches kind of changes, so I always want the customer to be happy with their product. So I really appreciate when they do that. I did just spend some time editing. I did everything that was on my to-do list. Literally all that's left is to work on these commissions. I got all of the boring stuff out of the way. So I'm gonna finish editing and we're gonna knock out commissions. So this is my final check-in until I have something to show of commissions, and then that'll probably be the end of the video. I'm back. It is now the end of Friday, okay? It took me 2 extra days to get everything done, but everything is done. Except for the Yu-Gi-Oh commission. I'm saving that for next week, but I've been fighting like a killer migraine today and last night. I also got up super early today, so I'm like about to crash. I need to go take a nap, and it's like almost 5 o'clock. But I gotta get this video done. So, first of all, here's the finished Jirachi shirt. The shirt is so cute. It's like from Hollister, but there was like problems with the patches because the fabric is thin on the shirt and it like flows. So I didn't want to use like a thick pants material to back the Pokemon. So I used a sheet, but then the sheet wasn't thick enough and it kind of got wrinkled and it got all weird. After it was on here, it looked like this. And I just feel like embarrassed, like that's not my best work. So I cut it open while it was on the shirt and tried to iron it down and like smooth it out a little bit. Does it look good? I don't know. But my head hurts so bad that I'm not gonna think about it anymore. Here are these shorts finished. I added little buttons around it. Awesome and done. Here's this finished LPS jacket. And the customer and I went back and forth a bunch of times trying to get the dog looking how they wanted, and we nailed it, I think. So the back has the bull terrier, which I actually do have this LPS. I think it turned out really cute, and then there's stars on the elbows, and then my favorite part is this on the front. I just think this looks really good, and everything is so coordinated, and the jacket itself is so cute. Like, I wish this was for me. And then I can't remember if I showed this one or not, but got this one done too, and the customer loves it. So that's all of them done except for the Yu-Gi-Oh. So while I made that dog, I did market prep a couple as well. So this is the only one that's like completely done, but these ones just need the buttons and the eyes. But again, my head hurts so bad. I'm gonna save this task for tomorrow, or not tomorrow, next week. And while I made the Jirachi, I also made 2 more of it. So these shorts are going to be Jirachi. Like, these ones came out so clean because I backed it with pant material. I should have just backed it. Ugh, I don't know what to do. If the customer's like really unhappy, I will redo it. But yeah, so these shorts are gonna be really cute next week's business. And then this sweatshirt, so cute. Spelled out Jirachi, but again, it's not done. There's a couple more buttons to get sewed on, like for the eyes, and then attach the Jirachi, but my head hurts, so that's gonna be really, really cute. This went from being a 1-day video to being an entire week, so now I can call it a week in my life as a small business owner. But yeah, that's everything. I really need to go to sleep, but I'm gonna try to finish editing this video. I'm gonna try to finish editing this video. Yeah. Okay. That's all. Hope you enjoyed. I know this wasn't like the best video ever, but like I think it was okay for my first try like business video, and I didn't expect it to take this long, but sewing is a long process, so kind of inevitable, I guess. Okay, that's all. Bye.